This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So the TV is on here in the studio, and I glanced up at it, usually during Shaun's sport, but I just had a look then, and a Chiko roll flashed onto the screen.
How
and
good.
I said
You asked a
to the
question.
room, when's the last time anyone had a Chiko roll?
Can I tell you my answer, which we didn't get to? Primary school. I have
What?
not had a Chiko roll since primary school.
Okay.
Okay,
I went through a
wow.
phase of Chiko rolls, and it would have probably been, 15 years ago or something like that. I found out you could buy them in the shops cold, and so I'd
A home Chico roll.
so I'd cook them in the
there's something
oven.
weird about
do you?
having one at
Yes, I
home,
know.
isn't
And
there?
then so I'd cook it at home, and then I'd salt it, and then it comes with the bags, and then I put it in the bag, and then I put it on a plate, and then I eat it.
If you've got the bag, the plate's
put it in the
redundant.
bag.
I know, but it's just like, by putting your own Chiko roll in the bag, they eat it to take the Chiko roll out of the bag. It's
sounds
like,
pretty sad.
why are you putting it in the bag? But then again, why do you make your bed if you're going to sleep in it? You know what I
But
mean?
wait, what was Sean's answer?
My answer was last week.
What do you mean? Now, can I just say
Friday.
something? Can I say something, right? And this is before you go down this track. I use
You
the
are
term with you,
unbearable.
secret eater, so much. He walks around in the temple,
And he's
flashing his
deaf.
body around, eating quinoa in front of everybody with boiled chickens
Yeah,
or whatever.
jar
And then in
salad.
secret, he's ramming Chiko rolls in his mouth. I did a hand gesture that can't be shown.
No, that is accurate.
All right, go.
No. Fish and chips last Friday. So Bristol Ave, Nat, there's a fish and chip
Yeah,
shop where the
yeah,
bottle shop
at
is.
Vale,
Yeah,
fish
yeah.
and
So
chips, I don't know.
I always, whenever fish and chips was put up, and the last time would have been in December sometime down south, I always
You get a Chiko
have to
roll.
have a Chiko roll.
Standard with your
Can I
fish and
Have
say
to have
something?
one.
All right, this is controversial
Never
to me.
had
So
one
you'll
with my
have
fish and
fish,
chips.
chips, and a Chiko roll.
A little bit of fish maybe, but mainly my go-to, Sean has to have a Chiko roll.
So wait, are
He
you
has
saying
to.
that you would order fish and chips, but you wouldn't eat the fish?
Sometimes, yeah.
Nah, liar. You're trying to act skinny.
No, not
This
trying to
is
act
skinny
skinny, mate.
talk.
It's not
Skinny
skinny
talk.
talk.
Lying skinny talk.
I think I
Skinny
might have
talk.
had two Chiko rolls last Friday.
Two Chiko rolls.
Yeah.
A Shaun on the spit with two Chiko rolls.
Exactly.
Sean McManus.
Jeez, I was tender the next day.
Eating
They're rougher
the
than a
roll.
spring
So I
roll,
put
aren't
the
they?
If you're drawing comparisons.
I just put the sauce on the paper. You know the paper you open up
Sauce?
the paper. The sauce
Wait,
on the
there's-
paper
sorry,
and just dip me
sauce.
Chiko roll in. And
A
just
Chiko
knock
roll
it.
shouldn't
Megan
be-
knows
you
if
shouldn't-
she's ever ordering fish and chips, she doesn't have to worry. She shouldn't have to even contemplate anything else other than ordering me a Chiko roll or I'll go off me nuts.
Sorry, can I just go back to sauce? I've never put sauce on a Chiko roll.
What sauce do you put on? Just
Tomato
plain
sauce.
tomato?
Not in a million years.
No.
A Chiko
Yes,
roll.
you do.
A Chiko roll is just copious amounts of salt. The end.
A Chiko roll has to come with sauce.
Never in a
Use
million
sauce.
years.
With sauce on the
If it-
paper.
No.
If I was going to do anything, I'd probably do soy sauce, but probably for the salt.
No, that's a bloody
Yeah.
spring roll.
No,
Nat.
no,
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 they're,
rolls
they're not that far apart.
No, a Chiko roll. Can we just room? All right,
Room.
Harry.
Amy's with me.
Harry.
Chiko roll.
A Chiko
I
roll.
can't even remember the last time I had one or if
Exactly.
I've ever had one.
Well, you'd have it with
Don't need
sauce,
to lie.
that's what you
Sorry,
remember.
sauce or not?
Sauce, for sure.
Sauce.
You have to.
Yeah.
No.
You have to.
Abby.
Abby's not had one.
Abby's from
I've
Kalgoorlie.
not had one.
Oh my
But you're
God.
from Kalgoorlie. We're born with them in our
You get
hands.
chicken sausages.
Yeah, I know. We've had chicken
Not the
sausages.
Chiko rolls. I've never had
No,
a chicken
Sam?
there's no relationship to chicken with a Chiko
A
roll.
Chiko. Sam, come over. What? Tomato sauce.
Sauce.
Are you joking?
There he is.
Amy?
No sauce.
Never
but
sauce.
if I was forced to,
Yes.
sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour do, yeah. The forced
Oh,
sauce.
okay. If I was having full
Yeah.
sauce, yes, I would
Yeah,
say.
or
But
some
I've
sweet
never,
chilli
ever,
maybe.
even
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
million years, contemplated
No.
putting.
Tomato sauce is a staple.
That is disgusting.
That is not right by you saying
No,
that.
I just use
hey,
much salt
hey.
that you should be sent to hospital. So much salt. Even to the point where I pour salt on the plate and then dip it in the salt after each
so
bite.
as much salt as you would normally put pepper on something.
Yes, I salt it.
Fully a soldier. Well, Sean, you've
Chiko
confirmed
roll.
what we have long suspected about you.
You secret
You're all
eater.
pure
Oh,
at work.
you are.
And
No,
pure
such
eater
when
at
I'm,
home.
when I'm doing the right thing, I'm as pure as the driven snow.
What do you mean? What are you doing the right thing last year? Last
did
week.
it. I didn't say
officially.
that. When?
Yeah, you
When?
did.
When?
You did
Last
so.
week? No, I
2
didn't.
weeks ago, at the end of the 2 weeks, you said, okay, now I'm starting.
Yeah, you did.
You did?
And because you're training
And that was
for
another
Bravo,
week. That was the third week. Liar,
I haven't
secret eater,
finished- I
skinny
haven't started.
talker. Skinny
I had
talker.
peanut butter on toast
Skinny
yesterday.
talker. Skinny talker.
Skinny talker, fat walker.
Skinny talker. Fat walker.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Geraldine, did you have an MC and
how
official
do you choose
proceedings?
one?
Because that would be pretty daunting with everybody in Wait.
Yeah, I know, right? So we were like, obviously we know a lot of talented
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
And also we were like, but also we didn't want our friends to work
Yes.
Yep.
too much. So we actually got my Kath's cousin, who I first met doing stand-up. He was the MC, but he does like a bit more improv stuff, and he lives in America now. So he
Okay.
has the confidence to perform in front of everybody else, but not worry about what anyone else is thinking.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
a
Perfect.
perfect scenario.
And we got, I had Flower Girls, which were obviously Reese Nicholson
Yes.
and Nath Valvo.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
which was the best because
Yes.
Nath would just stop and talk to everybody.
Yes.
Just had a bit of a gossip with everybody as he was going, and which ended up Reese just pushing him in the back, getting him
Sure.
to move along, and then just slamming flower petals on the ground as he went. We had, talks, speeches. We didn't call them speeches; we called them toasts.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
cute.
Toast, because when you go, oh, you can do a speech.
Yeah,
everyone
no.
talks about the same thing. So we
Yes.
we partnered people up, and we said your topic is this, so
Oh,
you have to
great.
give a toast to this. And I think Anne Edmonds and Kate McLennan won the best, but not that it was
really?
a competition.
Yeah.
No, it
No,
was.
it
But
was.
it was
Everything's
yeah,
competition, so.
It was. They did a toast to comedy, and just screamed about how they didn't get asked to be bridesmaids.
Can I just say, this is a reality show waiting to happen.
I
If a
agree.
comedian gets married, and because of the guest list,
Yeah.
the way you explain that, Justin, I would love to have watched all of
Yes.
that
Oh, it
as a
was-
viewer.
Yeah, I missed out on a lot of it, so I would love to.
Yeah.
have seen- I didn't get to see any of the
Was
Flower
there a
Girls, so-
videographer? So
No, we
no,
just-
you didn't.
No, we just wanted to
'Cause that's
be
a Netflix
organic, and
special.
no, I couldn't be bothered organising
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Hey, we got a question, right? So
Hmm.
yesterday we broke into a bit of an argument because Sean's a secret eater. So Sean acts like he eats
Like
just chicken.
ex-athlete,
He
eats
eats chicken
pure
and
chicken
rice in front of
rice
us, but really he's on first name basis with the people at Hungry Jack's and the drive-thru.
Yes.
So
Well, it is
and then
some work,
sometimes
he's gotta do it.
sometimes he tells us.
Right.
Right, so Secret Eater over here announced that he had 2 Chiko rolls the other day.
Last
yeah.
Friday.
Yes, because we were talking about how long it's been taking us to have
Yes.
Chiko rolls. Now, then he said something else that was very controversial to
Are
myself.
you a
and to
Chico
Natalie.
roll connoisseur?
I've consumed a Chico
course you
roll
have.
in my time,
Yes,
for sure.
that does not surprise me.
Yeah.
So Sean thinks that you have a Chico roll with tomato sauce.
No.
Whereas, thank you, you have it just with salt.
Pretty quick on that one, Geraldine.
You have it
Any
just with
sauce
salt,
at
don't
all?
you?
Would you
With-
put any
what do you
sauce
put on it?
Just salt. Lots of
yeah.
salt.
Okay, yeah.
Why? What do you do?
Just eat it.
Just as it is, as it comes, out of the
There's no
bag?
fanciness
You've
there,
got
mate.
everything in there that you need.
Yeah.
So what do you want to add to it?
Maybe sweet chili would be all right.
Nah,
Cheese?
You don't know
Sweet chili.
You
Oh,
don't
Oh,
know
sweet,
that.
yeah. If
Yeah.
that's there, I'd probably.
If that's
yeah.
the only one,
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
If
Why
they-
sweet
You
chili?
wouldn't put sweet chili
it
on
goes
your
with the
Chico.
flavours.
Yeah.
No, that's ridiculous.
What, cabbage and carrot? And...
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, exactly that. Yeah,
Why are you putting sauce on it?
yeah.
Well,
You don't
I
need
just
to.
thought that's what we do. That's how I've grown up.
It's not what we do. It's
Yeah,
not
because
how
when
it
you have
does.
fish and chips, right?
Sam,
so the paper.
Sam, have you got the
spread out
numbers
like
on this?
Yeah.
So we put it up online yesterday. Sam, have you got the numbers on this, please? Because I need to know.
Okay, so 63% of people have nothing on it.
Yeah.
so
Of
no
course. So
salt,
they're with
no
you,
A
nothing.
Geraldine.
nude Chico roll.
Yeah,
It's a no.
just raw dog
It's
the
enough.
Chico roll.
It's enough.
And so 18% salt or chicken salt.
Yes.
And then the next biggest one was the other percentage, which is vinegar or soy sauce.
Vinegar.
Oh, so, ooh.
Yeah, so I think it's mostly because people are getting it from fish and chip shops.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're just getting the vinegar and salt over
Yeah, that
everything.
comes for the chips, yeah.
Less than 1%.
Are you
So it was
serious?
0.02. And I'm not good at maths, so this could be lies. Tomato sauce.
That
So
is
we are in the
amazing.
did you,
minority.
So
did
it's pretty
you
much just
join?
you.
Is that
I haven't
you?
voted.
Oh,
I
right.
haven't voted. I'm going to take it up over the threshold.
the big
I
issues.
find that insane. Yeah, you're right, Nathan.
By the
There
way,
should be way more.
Do people still vinegar their fish and chips?
Yeah, no,
I think it's a good idea.
Never vinegared. Are
No
you a vinegar
way.
girl?
What do you mean?
Vinegar.
Here we
I'm
go
not going to
again.
go vinegaring everything, Sean.
Geraldine, you
We're
wouldn't put
unhinged,
vinegar and
Nathan.
stuff on your fish and chips, please.
Just-
Oh, I wouldn't, but I would. If someone else had put vinegar on it and they went, "Do you want a chip?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, please, Absolutely."
Yeah,
I
but
would.
I'll
got
have
lovely
one or
manners.
two of someone else's vinegared
But
chips,
you're not
but
gonna
I'm not going to
vinegar your
vinegar my
own
own
chips.
things.
No, but think of salt and vinegar chips.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, but you're
Not my
going there to
favourite.
be vinegared. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to vinegar
Where-
myself.
I know where your mind just went.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
I tell you what, I've become so frustrated of late, especially over our break. I've noticed this twice. That happened right in front of me. Once when I was at Kmart and a woman walked out with an entire trolley full of goods. The store was just standing there panicking, calling security. I actually ran after her and got a photograph of her number plate when she drove off with all these toys. Because I thought, who are you to be able to do this? Took the photograph back to the people at Kmart and I said, here you go. No, I said, what do you think's going to happen next? And they said, well, our hands are tied. Same thing happened at Coles at Inglewood. A woman went through the self-checkout, didn't even stop, just walked straight through the trolley. She was stopped on the other end. They said, you haven't paid for your goods. And then she started screaming at everybody and ended up walking out because everyone's hands are tied. So when we saw the story about the IGA owners restricting kids under 16 from entering 3 Geraldton stores because of the increased theft and also the danger to their staff.
I agree with that.
I was not outraged about their decision at all.
Yeah. Let's catch up with Stuart Bain, who oversees 3 of those IGA stores in Geraldton. Morning, Stuart.
Good morning, how are we?
Morning, Stuart.
Stuart, you must have reached a real breaking frustration point here, for this decision to be made.
Yeah, I think we've, unfortunately, shoplifting's always been part of retail, but I think we noticed in probably the last 12, 18 months, it's really escalated with probably the brazenness, especially from probably the younger kids as well. So we sort of had to take a few measures to help back our staff up.
Well, Stuart, I guess from the outside we go, is it because the cost of being able to getting these kids arrested, for example, and then them going to court, there's a cost involved and there's a time factor
Or the
involved?
risk to staff, I think, is a bigger factor, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, I think some of it comes down to these kids are just brazen. Like I was sort of saying yesterday about how, they used to steal a chocolate bar and if they got caught, they sort of handed it over and sheepishly walk out. And now they're getting to the point they know no one's going to touch, especially kids.
Yep.
No one's going to touch them, this and that. They'll grab what they want. On the way out, they'll mouth off a bit and, later on that afternoon, they're back again and they just didn't care. So we just sort of went back this up. And it's happening later at night where before it was happening probably earlier. Now, 9:30 at night, you can have 10-year-olds come in the store with no adults and, there's no one to supervise them and they just sort of run amok. So we sort of put this in place. Yeah, that's it. They're getting split up and it's a bit hard, so we thought we were just going to stop them at the entry.
Stuart, it's unbelievable. There's a major department store, won't name it, that their policy is, because I walked in just as somebody walked out with a pram full of clothing, where they just very carefully folded the clothing. They were asked if they could help, if you'd like some help, we'll take it up to the register. They said no thanks and just walked out without paying. The policy at that place is that unless it's over $2,000, they won't let go and that's it. So my question is, when people are allowed to just steal because there's nothing really to do, the police won't do anything and your hands are tied because you want to keep your staff safe.
How do you stop it?
How do we stop this?
Yeah, it is a tough one. I mean, when we're dealing with something, we always try and, prevent it happening and we're probably not going to let people walk out with stuff, to be honest. But it gets to a point, probably with the adults, you can probably take a bit more of a, block them approach. With the kids, it's probably a bit different. And with the adults, they'll, when we catch them or you get the footage and give it to the police, like they can be charged, they will get charged. With a lot of these kids, it's just, they're too young. System doesn't really want to, they don't know what to do with them, I guess. So they're straight back out again. And the consequence is, we know who you are. Don't do it. Well, on your way sort of thing.
So there's no lesson learned from here. So that they know that I can go in there and, what is he going to do? Yell at me? I'll yell at back?
Yeah.
Who cares? I can get all the freebies I want.
That's it. And, I think unfortunately some of these kids, they don't have, their parents aren't the ones who are going to be drilling them about it either. So, there's no consequence from the system and there's no consequence from home. So if I did that as a kid, my parents would have been all over me.
Stuart, what have the police said to you about you instituting this policy?
The police in Geraldton are brilliant up here, to be honest. Not just the police, the whole community's been sort of 100% supportive on this, which has been, we thought there might have been a bit of backlash, but everyone's on it. We met with the police again yesterday, and they support this approach as well. I mean, we already don't serve kids during school hours, unless supervised, just to stop, a bit of the truancy in that, and take away places for them to sort of hang out. And we sort of just extended this to night time because, to be honest, 10-year-olds at 9 o'clock at night, they shouldn't be in a supermarket by themselves anyway.
Right.
So, the police support that. It's going to help them hopefully not be trying to catch up with with these kids if we can sort of just refuse them at the door.
Well, Stuart, I have to say we all agree with what you're doing. I think it's fantastic.
And we're frustrated on your behalf.
So frustrated on your behalf.
Yeah.
So, well done, mate. Keep doing well.
You're doing
No
good
worries.
things for the
Appreciate that, guys.
community.
No
Good
worries.
on you, Stuart. I do feel sorry for the cops as well, Nathan, in a lot of circumstances
they're in a
when they're
difficult
dealing
thing
with
too.
the
And they're
kids as well.
under-resourced.
They're under-resourced.
They've got a lot of stuff to focus on.
And I mean, it's a lot to do with like larger franchise policies now as well.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
whether you can or can't touch the stuff. Remember that guy that stopped that woman from stealing that stuff from the pram at one of the auto stores?
Yes,
and then he
lost
got
his
fired.
job. Yeah.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Tom Ballard, comedian.
Is that my music?
Yes, it is.
Hello! My subjects, good morning, Perth.
Good morning,
There's not many
Tom.
people we let come back twice within a week, so
Not
welcome
many
back.
people want to come back. So
That's
so true.
also a
Really
great
good
point.
point.
Yeah.
Guys, I got nothing to do. I'm a comedian in Perth, okay? This is my whole day.
What are you talking about, mate? You've been here long enough to get the keys to the city.
Yeah. you have done the unusual thing of sort of doing 4 nights and then having the rest of the week off and then doing 4 nights
I
again,
did
right?
5 nights, thank
5
you.
nights,
that I had Monday, Tuesday off was my little weekend.
Yes.
To rest and recuperate and go over my jokes about my penis. And now I'm back for 5 more.
Lovely.
Some comedians have the life, don't they? Dave Callan got a job on a cruise ship, right?
Yep.
And it was one performance every 10 days.
Yeah, it was.
The first couple of cruises.
Yeah, first couple of cruises. One performance in
Towards
10 days.
the end
And then
as well.
10 days.
Yeah. He made a lot of friends with the band members.
And a juggler.
And the juggler.
Has anybody ever asked you to do cruise ship comedy?
The cruise has not happened to me, no. I have a lot of friends who have had it. They've had a myriad of experiences.
Yes.
Of course, the big thing is if you bomb, then you're trapped on a boat with the audience who
yes.
just watch you eat
That's
crap.
right.
So that's no good. A great story. I won't mention the comedian, but a comedian friend of mine was doing, booked to do comedy on a cruise. Did the first night. She did not go well. It was brutal. It was tough. She goes back the next night, checks the list. Her name's not appearing on the list for the comedy show. She's like, oh, that's weird. Goes to talk to the booker. And the booker says, okay, I want you to sit down. We're going to go through your act, and you explain to me why it's funny.
That's how you get air checked on radio.
It's the same deal.
That is
It's like you booked me.
I
can have a
want
back
you
in.
to explain to me how that's funny. That is the best thing I've ever heard.
And then stuck on that ship with those people for another week?
I
Is that
think
the
she
way it
still got
works?
paid, and she just spent the rest of the cruise not doing comedy. And I don't think she's really reassessing her
Yeah,
life
she had to pull a
priorities.
shift in the bar.
Yeah. Oh, you got to hide out around a kid. Oh, anyway. How's the show's been going, Tom?
A bit of joy. Yes, Perth audiences are very enthusiastic. and
Thank
it's
you.
great.
Some would say thirsty.
They're thirsty for laughs.
Yeah, we are.
No, it's been a joy. Sunday night was a very interesting show.
Mm-hmm.
The power went out about 6 times in my little venue. I'm at the Oasis Comedy Club at the Brisbane Hotel. Tickets on sale now. Get involved. And it's an awesome venue. It's like first of all, it's not in a tent. So
No, that's right. And it's been a comedy club there for a long time.
It's great. Yeah, it used to be
Yes.
Lazy Susan's, now
Yes.
Oasis. Really great room.
But the 3-man tent that you usually play in, that sells out quite quicker, doesn't it?
I'm normally doing Cirque du Soleil out there. So, yes. So it's nice just to be in a building, and yeah, really great comedy club. But it was a very hot week last week, and clearly something happened, and the room could not take it anymore. The power went out about 6 times throughout the course of the hour.
Yeah.
Which I've never been heckled by the electrical system in a venue before. And the same night, it's always when it rains it pours. And the same night, there was a lady in the audience who had a very distinct sound come out of her whilst I was doing my comedy. I was recording on my phone. Apologies for this crappy audio, but this is a taste of what went down at Tom Ballard It Is I on Sunday night.
People groaning there. There was a weird lady here tonight.
Squeezing a balloon?
So wait there, what end did that noise come out of?
It's very hard to tell. It was the strange. It was a moment. There was a very rare moment of silence during my show, and the laugh could cut through. I believe we've isolated the laugh.
Yes,
all
we
right.
have.
So this is the lady laughing at my jokes. What is that?
What was Muttley doing there?
It is a puppy
Don't
vibe,
you
right?
think? Straight away when you hear that, you go, what would she be like in the sack?
Tom,
having a good time by the sounds of it.
Tom, over the Christmas holidays when I was down south, I wrote this in my phone because I went into this restaurant, this guy outside, and he started laughing too. And it was so distinct how loud and weird it was that the whole restaurant was then everyone felt like they needed to laugh with him, but it was endearing.
It must be
I'm
so
not sure
tough.
if that's endearing.
Yeah, look, she when I started talking to her about it, of course, she gave the impression that this happens to her every time she goes to comedy. And if you do enough gigs, you will come across
Yes, of
crazy,
course.
ridiculous laughs. And I did an hour show in Perth in Brisbane rather, once, and about 10 minutes in, this woman laughed, and it was like Fran Fine. It was like, and of course that was very funny, and I'm hanging crab on her, we're all laughing, la la la, and then I have to move on with the show. So there's 50 minutes left.
Yes.
But of course, she either genuinely laughs at the jokes and it gets less funny for the rest of the audience throughout the course of the hour, or she doesn't laugh at all.
Oh.
So when you've got such a distinct laugh, people know exactly what you do and don't find funny. And so you're bombing with one very specific person for the rest of the hour.
But this sounds like the torture of a dolphin. Let's play it again, Harry.
She deserved it. Remember that French talk show that got all the people with the funny laughs and then just put them on stage together?
That's
she needs to be there.
It's so good.
It's
the
they
best.
should have special shows for the ridiculous
and then
laughers.
they just because then they trigger one another and it's great.
They should be segregated and they shouldn't come to normal shows.
We've got islands like Rottnest prepared for people like this. Don't you think? It's the quackers and weird laughers. Brilliant.
Oh, I like that so much.
Too good. All right.
I think people with weird laughs, they must dread it because obviously it comes up sort of almost every single gig.
Yes.
You know.
There's some that dread it, but there's some that wear it as a badge of honour.
Yeah, they kind of love the attention.
Yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It's not easy being green.
It's a great day.
It's not.
Because Gardening Australia
Having to
returns to
spend
our
each
screens
day
on the ABC.
How
And
fantastic.
the star of the show, none other than Costa Georgiadis, joins us now. Good morning, Costa.
Greetings, team. Happy New Year. It's our first banter.
It
Oh,
is.
so good, Costa. We've been
Costa.
waiting, counting down the moments and the
I
minutes.
cannot believe it. How are you?
Well, it's always nice to share a moment.
Yeah. Did you become father to a new plant over the Christmas break at all? Since we've seen you
Get a
last?
new chicken. What happened?
Well, actually, no. Well, my chickens, I'm down. It's the first time in about 14 years that I haven't
Christmas
had
dinner. Oh.
well, yeah.
Cost of living.
No, I did. No, that one of them got drowned in the pool by a cat.
Oh, Costa.
And the other one,
It's a horrible story.
The other one got scared to death by a local dog. So, yeah, I'm down.
Imagine
But
how
I'm
scared you
waiting.
have to be for that to take
For a
place.
local dog.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose just even an
Any dog.
unlocal
Yeah,
dog
that's right,
for
a
a
foreign
chicken's
dog.
pretty bad.
Costa, we had a couple of chickens in. My son got them for his birthday. Oh,
No,
he wanted,
can we not
he
tell
wanted-
these stories, please?
Are we telling dead chicken
And,
stories?
and my wife said, "Oh, look at the dog Rex. He really
Sean,
loves
don't tell
these
this
chickens."
story.
What?
He loved the chickens too hard.
Yep.
That's the end of the story.
Yeah. Let's talk gardening.
Yes. This is
Yes.
Ali. Ali's is the newswoman here.
Newswoman.
Anchor woman, as I would say.
Hi, Costa.
So Ali's got a question. We're going to dive straight into.
Hello, Ali.
Hello, Costa. I'm a big fan. I bought my boyfriend your book for Christmas, by the way. We watch Gardening Australia all
Oh,
the
that's
time.
very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that centerfold's a bit concerning, though.
It's a well-placed butternut pumpkin.
But
though.
I would not have shoved the rake there, but that's okay. Whatever way you want to do your garden's up to
With
you.
a carrot.
I have a question for you, Costa.
Yes.
In winter, I transplanted 2 of my grandmother's rose bushes, and we did it with sterilised secateurs, everything like that. We did it all the right way.
Wow.
Sterilise your secateurs,
Yeah,
really?
you have to make sure infection doesn't spread. Isn't that right, Costa?
Are you joking?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
pretty serious.
Wow.
Anyway,
So did you take
now-
them out of the ground
Yes,
and
we
put
took
them in
out
pots?
of the ground. No,
Or-
then we put them into the ground
Okay.
at our house. And then, so one is doing really well, thriving, and the other one is like literally on his last legs about to die, but they're right next to each other. So what's happened there and how can I bring the other one back to life?
Yeah, well, congratulations on 50% success.
It's like Siamese roses.
Is it like any
Yeah,
transplant? It could be rejected?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's sort of it's hard to say. I've transplanted a heap of roses over time, and you know sometimes you've got a deeper taproot, and you cut it back, and just depending on the state of the plant, how it deals with that. You know, as long as the ground is not, just check that the ground around where you've planted it isn't too wet.
Oh.
Because you know it may be boggy and drowning in there. Otherwise, you know, if the other one's doing well and it's not far away, then it could just be that one didn't like the transfer. You might want to cut it back until you find the living wood again.
Okay.
Like cut back until you see that it's alive in there. Maybe take it out carefully, check that it's not too wet. Put some some additional. I'm not sure how sandy your soil is, but make sure that it's
personal.
We've been wanting to know that answer for years.
Family show, Costa. Thank you. Clean it up.
Okay, that's amazing, Costa. I'll check the boggy ground.
And when she's cutting it back to see with a living wood, is it like, can she literally be left with like just this like a stem?
Stump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And if
So
that's
cut
the
it right
case,
back,
it can be enough to bring it back. If as long as it's not, you can stop the rot, basically.
What if there's no living wood?
Then it's dead.
Then it's dead.
And then it's a dead plant.
I can't revive it
may-
at all.
I mean, we're not experts. Is that right?
No. No, you might
Well,
want
I'm
to try
happy to
that part.
defer to your advice there and agree.
Okay, thank you so much.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Now, this season of Married at First Sight, usually it takes a little while for the drama to get up and running, but
no.
they were happening while the weddings were
They
on.
wasted no time.
Unbelievable stuff. So, a little bit of a recap, Sean, if you haven't been watching. Okay.
Sean's been watching
I've been
religiously.
checking out a little bit lately.
Right.
Didn't watch at the start.
So, Janelle, who we've got in with us right now,
Yes.
Janelle, her partner, Adam, was the other night, he was out at a bar and it is being questioned whether he cheated with one of the other husband's partner as well. They went missing for a little bit of time, and then the other husband caught his wife on the phone with Adam.
Well, he thought it was with Adam.
Yes. So anyway, it's a whole big drama, and then just so happens this week one of their challenges was to hand over their phone to their
what
partner.
are the odds of that happening? That's
especially
weird.
after Adam could possibly have been messaging with Janelle about what went down
with-
at the bar.
with Claire.
Oh, with Claire, sorry, what went down at the bar. This is Adam's reaction. Let me know if you think he's guilty or not.
Probably have like 1 or 2 squizzes, and maybe I'll show you my family chat and my bridesmaids chat.
Yeah.
And then maybe.
See, even then, I don't even want to see it. Looking down a partner's phone for me is just something that I just don't do. You know, we're going well at the minute as well, so like I don't even want to like cause any unnecessary friction with this, and I don't want to read into something. I don't feel the need to look down your phone.
Oh, what a great
Because
guy.
you don't want her to look at yours.
Janelle, welcome.
Hi, Janelle.
Janelle, at the time, did you think that he was just being a great guy, or did you think that, no, there's something shifty about this?
Well, the whole thing was the accusation was that Adam was on the phone to Claire.
Yes.
And I was with Adam the entire night when he got back home.
Yep.
We were on the phone to another couple. We were watching movies, having wine. We were cuddling. So I knew he wasn't on the phone to Claire because I was with him the whole time. So that's why I was so dismissive about it. I was like, well, I know it's not true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but looking back at the footage last night, I was like, damn, how did I not see the guiltiness?
Oh
in this?
my God! How did you not?
I'm so dumb.
But that's the hardest thing because you're only seeing, and then also you're living in the moment versus what is getting shown and put together in a way to make somebody look guilty or not guilty.
Well, apparently this is why I asked my brothers to help me look for red flags because I'm clearly blind as hell.
Yes.
Like,
But your brothers, I mean, they obviously sensed something with him.
They did.
And
Well, he gave it up though, didn't he?
Well, even from the start, when Janelle was saying, "What do you do for a living?" Because of my culture, you know, like having goals, career goals is very important
And
to
I
me.
think also any culture,
Yeah.
just wanting to know what you, honestly, what you do for a living
But
is not
he
a weird question.
would not answer. It wasn't just edited that way. He wouldn't give you a straight answer, would he?
yeah, I mean, I learned pretty early on that he talks in circles to the point where I didn't even know where his point went, so I didn't know how to respond. And I'm like, where is this conversation going? But yeah, my brothers definitely did see something, and I think they were just trying to let me know.
Well, when he gave up the information that he already cheated on his partner previously, and then your brothers were like, "Oh, here we go."
That is
that.
a red flag, Janelle,
I
just in
agree.
case you didn't see it.
But not just that. So someone that knows him has come out and said, and not only that, he didn't give the whole truth, and it was a week before the wedding.
I didn't know about that until I saw that article as well. I don't even think I knew they were engaged until like quite later on in that experiment too. So he really gives like the half truths.
Yes. Just sort of filters the information through. Watching it back to you, are you getting a very different perspective on what went down compared to what you experienced at the time?
I am. And it's very confronting to watch because I've been guilty in the past of letting people walk all over me.
Yes.
And it's just watching it happen on screen is like... I'm like, oh my God,
it is real.
I thought I was intelligent. No, I'm stupid.
Yeah. No, you're not stupid. I think the word is trusting. You're a trusting person
trusting.
and you like to find the best in people. They're not bad things.
Yeah.
It's the bad behaviour is coming from the other side. No doubt about it.
Janelle, when we're seeing everybody get together, they're always throwing a truckload of alcohol in the room.
At the dinner
and
party.
very little food. How's it been when you're going through this all those months? You're just getting full of it all the time, or what?
I mean, it was still a really fun experience because you didn't get to see the other couples unless it was like a dinner party.
Sure.
So you just milk that experience.
Even
like
though
you want
you're
to
in
talk
the
to
same
everyone.
building, you really don't see them.
Yeah, we're not allowed to see them. Yeah, because I mean, like, I understand they don't want anything off camera. Like,
Yes.
they
Sure.
want everything to be genuine, and so the viewers can see it. So, yeah.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Let's go to Carson in Bull Creek. Hey, Carson.
Hey, how you going?
Good, buddy. All right, so
What
something
happened?
happened to you that you don't know that may have happened to someone else.
Well, here's one for you. About a year and a half ago, my ex-wife of 8 years divorced me and left me for my 50-year-old uncle, effectively becoming my auntie, and our two daughters became my cousin daughters.
Whoa! Actually,
I'm so sorry because that must be terrible, but like.
You must have been a bit flat with that.
Oh,
how old were you, how old were you, Carson, when that happened?
Well, we were married for 8 years, and this happened last year.
Carson.
So we're both 30.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, it's kind of funny.
Okay, all right. So
Thank goodness.
so your ex-wife is now your auntie,
yes,
and your daughters are now your what?
Cousin daughters.
Your cousin
yes.
daughters.
Or daughter cousins.
Daughter
depending on-
cousins.
Daughter cousins, yeah.
Daughter cousins. And do you guys all hang out?
Sometimes, yeah.
So how did
my
they?
two children live with her.
So how did they? How did this come across? Like what? How? How did it happen?
Great family barbecue, or
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't even know how it happened. Just one day woke up and we're a couple now. Oh crap!
Well, they must have been seeing. They must have been seeing each other. They must have had
like a family
moment.
gathering.
They must have hooked up at some stage to be able to go. Okay, I'm leaving.
Yes.
I'm walking out the door
Yeah.
to your uncle.
So how old? So she's about 30. Yeah, is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how old's your uncle?
50.
50.
50.
50.
What?
I mean, that age difference is.
Carson,
it's 20 years. But
how are you cool with this?
Because he doesn't have a
you
choice.
know, the children.
I know he doesn't have a choice, but
Yeah.
but are you hurt? Like, what?
A little bit.
Of course
But-
you'd be
A little
hurt.
bit. I'd be.
I mean, that's
But,
insane.
You'd be throwing a few cut lunches, wouldn't you,
Yeah.
at your uncle? Sweep the leg, maybe.
Did you like this uncle beforehand? Like, was he one of your favourite uncles?
Oh yeah.
Certainly.
Well, it's
That's
it's one of her
Yes.
favourite uncles.
It's fuming that he lost his wife, but now he's lost his uncle too.
And is he still one of your favourite uncles?
He's still a cool bloke.
He's lost a bit of the shine.
He's
So
still
you-
a cool
You are very
bloke.
chill, Carson. I've got to give it to
Carson.
you. Thank you for sharing
Carson.
that story. It's quite painful.
Your auntie wife.
We're going to finish off with Caitlin from Eden Hill. Morning, Caitlin.
Good morning.
All right, Caitlin. Talk to us about
How you
something.
going?
It's a bit of an unusual event. What have you got for us?
So about 10 years ago, maybe 12, I was 12 at the time. I'm pretty sure I was 12. I can't really remember. But when I was younger, I used to chew on lollipop sticks. And then I was tormenting my cousin, and I had the rugby ball, and he decided to tackle me, and he jammed the lollipop stick into the back of my throat where my tonsils are.
Yes.
And I ripped it out and ripped half my tonsil with it.
Yes.
So I ripped half my tonsil out, and then I had to go to hospital because obviously it was very, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And all the doctors, I had that many doctors come into the room because they were like, I've never seen this before. This has never happened.
Everyone get in here and look at this.
Crying, and they're making me
Come look at
laugh,
this freak show. Yes.
Yeah. And obviously, we can't put it back in, but if you really want us to, we can. And I was like, well, no, there's no point.
No,
reattach your tonsil.
Tonsil.
That would be.
One
I think that
tonsil.
would be the world first reattachment of a
Yes.
tonsil.
Yes.
So
Like,
you
why
end up.
would you?
So you end up just getting your tonsil taken out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, I've got one and half of one.
Yeah,
so
half
one and a
one.
half.
So they just
tonsil.
left it as it. Did they have to stitch it up at all, or it just healed over itself?
No, it
They
just
just left
healed.
it.
They told me to gargle salty water, and
Yeah.
that was it.
You've got 1.5 tonsils. Oh, I wouldn't like that.
That's unusual.
I don't know. That'd work on my OCD. I just need it to be even.
About Greg with 1.5 fingers.
She'd walk around in circles. 'cause
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
out of
don't like
balance.
it.
Yeah.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Looking for James. He's got it. Coming to the end of the third quarter. LeBron James, a shot at history. I thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of something I've always dreamed about. And I would never, ever in a million years dreamt this even better than what it is tonight. So, man, thank you guys.
LeBron James just taking over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the greatest ever scorer in NBA history, the greatest ever scorer in Australian basketball history. The greatest player we've had is Andrew Gaze. And you know what? He actually averages more points per game than LeBron did.
Well, there you go.
Gazy. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, well, slightly different level of competition, but nevertheless.
You've got him.
We've heard the pay was around the same, mate, Gaze.
Yeah, no, not in the same stratosphere, but still, it was fantastic watching it yesterday. Yeah. It was amazing. In fact, watching on television, hard not to get a little emotional because it was something that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. And to see little Josh Giddey out there, one of our very own in the opposition team, be a part of it was fantastic.
Andrew, I didn't know how this would play out, but I found it very strange once he had done it that they stopped play, which was very. And then they did a whole presentation. That was weird.
And then resumed the game.
It was when Andrew, because you saw Buddy Franklin kick his 1,000th goal. Yeah. Obviously, the crowd just mobbed and all that.
But they didn't do a formal presentation to him.
Didn't do it. So it's American sport, Gazy.
No, well, that's right, and it's quite common over there. We saw it last year, was it, when Steph Curry broke the three-point record at Madison Square Garden. It's something that they do quite regularly. In fact, they had some rules in place. Check this out. If there was less than a minute to go and there was more than a 10-point margin, they would have actually not finished the game. So they had all these different rules in place that would accommodate what took place. But, in the scheme of things, it is such a huge achievement, and the way it is over there and the way in which they sometimes, they go a little OTT every now and again. So it was, I thought it was well handled by most of them. But in a team sport, there is a lot of look at me type behaviour, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, it certainly is. Seeing LeBron, and obviously everyone is always comparing him with Jordan. Jordan won the 6 rings, he's won 3, all that kind of stuff. But when you look at all these statistics across the board, he's pretty much got Jordan covered in most of them. I would have thought, other than the championship.
He should be the guy.
Well, I think some people in America and across the world really downplay his greatness, which I find bizarre. Gazy?
Yeah, I think that across the journey, there's some things that he's done that hasn't really rubbed people all the right way, because I remember back when we left Cleveland for the first time, he did that whole press conference and I'm taking my talents to Miami, all that, and a few other bits and pieces along the way that I guess that a lot of people haven't necessarily warmed to him like they did with others. But I think that it's an ongoing debate that it'll never be solved, but it's very hard for those like me that come through the Michael Jordan era to look past him as the greatest of all time.
We have an ongoing debate here to do with NBA, and that is who's more famous to the common people on the street, Tony Collette or Allen Iverson.
I'm so hardcore into the Allen Iverson corner, AI.
Tony Collette's been in some
and
big
the guys
movies.
So, Andrew, who do you think, to the everyday person on the street, you're walking up to anyone, who would they know more, Tony Collette or Allen Iverson? Go.
Well, I think Allen Iverson might just get the nod ever so slightly.
Yes.
But what about in countries like the UK where basketball's not big?
No,
movies are. But movies are.
Natalie.
Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense.
We'd love to say Tony Collette, wouldn't we? Because we're very patriotic. But AI, he did some extraordinary things, and even in some of those countries where basketball is not necessarily the number one sport, he still, I think, with all the commercials they do, the Reebok commercials and all the other stuff that goes on.
We started this conversation quite some time ago before he was doing that betting.
It's an unusual one.
And I'll be honest, even though
what do you mean?
I'm an avid follower of sport and basketball, I had not heard of Allen Iverson.
Oh,
I had heard of
I know, neither had I. And then Sean made me watch the documentary, and I went, all right, no worries, and I watched it. But I still thought that the common person would have thought Tony Collette.
We are, but so are a lot of people. That's the point.
No.
That's the point.
Around the world, it's not even comparable.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.